It's new, the lipstick by Avon. The Avon lipstick gives a clean, clear outline that stays in place. The great depth of color assures a luscious look you'll love. It gives moisturized protection, and it's long-lasting. Combines creaminess and cling, a rare combination. The Avon lipstick feels so good, so comfortable on the lips, and it pampers as it colors. You'll find it goes on like a charm.
Plump, luscious lips, they once symbolized the pinnacle of beauty, but in the fast-paced world of trends, what goes up must come down. Join me as we uncover the rise and fall of the lip filler phenomenon, exploring lip trends from the 20th century to the present day, and what they reveal about our collective beauty standards. Chapter 1. Lip Trends Through the Decades. The desire for beautiful lips has evolved throughout the 20th century and beyond, shaping and being shaped by the cultural landscape of each decade. The 1920s, the Cupid's bow. In the roaring 20s, the Cupid's bow lip shape was all the rage, influenced by silent film stars who epitomized drama and glamour. Actresses like Clara Bow became style icons, with their perfectly defined and heart-shaped lips that exuded sophistication and allure. To achieve this look, women would use dark red and berry shades, meticulously applying lipstick with the aid of lip liners and compact mirrors. The precise bow-like shape added a dramatic touch that mirrored the bold fashion and rebellious spirit of the Jazz Age. The trend was not just about makeup, but a statement of newfound freedom and expression, reflecting the post-war shift towards modernity and independence. The 1930s, softer shapes. As the exuberance of the 1920s waned and the world faced economic challenges of the Great Depression, the 1930s saw a shift to softer, more rounded lip shapes. Women's makeup routines simplified, and natural beauty became more valued. Glossy finishes and shades of pinks and corals became popular, as they provided a fresh and subtle look. This era emphasized femininity without the bold outlines of the previous decade, making lipstick application appear more understated and approachable. Lipsticks often came in lighter, shimmery tones that reflected the desire for an elegant, down-to-earth appearance during difficult times. Beauty standards adapted to the era's economic realities, leading to a more refined and modest aesthetic. The 1940s. The wartime red. During the 1940s, the world was embroiled in World War II, and cosmetics took on a new meaning. Red lipstick emerged as more than just a fashion statement, became a patriotic emblem. Women embraced bold red lips as a symbol of resilience and steadfast femininity. Amid hardship, the bold red hues worn by stars like Rita Hayworth and Veronica Lake helped boost morale and became synonymous with a confident and unwavering spirit. This decade also marked significant innovations in makeup manufacturing, as companies adapted to wartime material shortages. Despite these challenges, the classic red lip preserved and became an icon of strength. The Victory Red campaign further exemplified the role makeup played in empowering women and promoting unity during tumultuous times. And it is interesting, in the past, people would use lip liner and the lipstick to shape their lips, versus now where people are using filler to actually shape the lip trend. The 1950s, full and feminine. The 1950s ushered in an era of glamour that put full, well-defined lips in the spotlight. Hollywood icons such as Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor popularized the overlined lips. This technique was to create a more voluminous, pouty appearance. The quintessential colors were vibrant reds and soft pinks that exuded a romantic and glamorous aura. And I do love the 1950s look. And there's so many nice colors from that decade too. Lots of nice reds and pinks, and even like nice orange colors. This era emphasized the allure of femininity, with lip makeup serving as an essential part of the polished, camera-ready look. The advent of television and Technicolor films amplified the importance of makeup, as the vivid colors on screen influenced beauty standards. Lip products with added moisturizers and new formulas allowed for a smoother, shinier finish, reflecting the decade's luxurious and opulent feel. The 1960s, mod and minimal. The 1960s were defined by a cultural revolution that brought bold new ideas to fashion and beauty. While eyes took center stage with heavy eyeliner and dramatic lashes, lips shifted to a more subdued role. Pale pinks, nudes, and frosted white shades became the go-to look, complementing the mod and minimalist aesthetic. Icons such as Twiggy and Jean Shrimpton showcased this trend with lips that balanced the statement eye makeup. The preference for understated lip colors contributed to the decade's youthful, playful, and forward-thinking spirit, and I do love the frosted look of the 1960s lipsticks. This period marked a break from the vibrant reds of previous decades, embracing innovation and modernity. The 1970s, natural and earthy. The 1970s were all about embracing natural beauty and earthy tones, reflecting the decade's bohemian and carefree spirit. Influencers from the counterculture movement and the rise of disco reshaped fashion and makeup. Lip colors during this era shifted to warmer, more organic shades. Think browns and terracotta and caramel. The glossy natural look embraced fuller lips without heavy definition, aligning with the laid-back vibe of stars like Farrah Fawcett and Bianca Jagger. The decade also marked an introduction of new beauty products, such as flavored lip glosses that catered to a more youthful audience. The overall aesthetic was one of effortless beauty, celebrating individuality and freedom. The 1980s, bold and bright. The 1980s brought an explosion of color and boldness to every aspect of fashion, including lip trends. Makeup became a way to stand out and express personality, with hot pinks, deep purples, electric reds, and even neon shades making statements on the lips of pop icons like Madonna and Cyndi Lauper. Lip liner gained immense popularity as a tool for creating well-defined and dramatic looks. It was common to see sharply contoured lips with contrasting liner shades that enhanced fullness. The makeup of the era was vibrant and unapologetic, mirroring the high-energy consumerism and bold spirit of the decade. The 1990s, thin and matte. The 1990s saw a dramatic departure from the excess of the 1980s. The heroin chic aesthetic dominated, favoring thin, matte lips in subdued browns, taupes, and neutral tones. Supermodels like Kate Moss popularized this understated look, which resonated with the grunge movement and minimalist fashion. Lip liners in darker shades than the lipstick itself became a defining feature, creating a deliberate contrast that highlighted the thinness of the lips. This decade embraced a raw, edgy beauty that reflected the rebellious, pared-back style of the era, a stark contrast to the vivid makeup of the previous decade. And it's interesting to think that lips were thin in the 90s and that was in style so different than now. 2000s, gloss and glam. The new millennium brought back high shine finishes with a touch of nostalgia. The 2000s reintroduced glossy lips as a fashion staple, paired often with frosted or metallic hues that enhanced the playful and futuristic Y2K aesthetic. Lip glosses in clear or shimmery colors were highly coveted, making lips appear fuller and more youthful. The trend was popularized by celebrities such as Britney Spears and Jennifer Lopez, whose signature looks inspired millions. This decade also set the stage for the rise of cosmetic enhancements like lip plumpers and the early popularity of lip fillers. Lip products with added sparkle and shimmer defined this era's approach to beauty, emphasizing glamour and a touch of gliss. And I definitely remember buying the Lancome Juicy Tube in the early 2000s. That was kind of like my first glittery, glossy lip gloss. Chapter 2, the lip filler revolution. By the 2010s, lip fillers took center stage, fundamentally transforming beauty ideals and the cosmetic industry. Social media influencers and reality TV stars, most notably Kylie Jenner, played a pivotal role in propelling this trend into the mainstream. Kylie's highly publicized lip transformation marked a turning point in the perception and popularity of cosmetics procedures. What began as a subtle speculation turned into a global fascination when Kylie openly admitted to using fillers, sparking what became known as the Kylie Jenner effect. I think it all started with her lip kit, and then obviously she wanted these full lips to help sell the lip kit. It is weird that she denied it in the start too. Clinics worldwide experienced an unprecedented surge in demand for fuller lips, driven by advancements in dermal filler technology, particularly the use of hyaluronic acid. This natural occurring substance revolutionized the industry by offering a safer, temporary, and customizable option for lip augmentation. Unlike earlier, more permanent methods, hyaluronic acid fillers provided smoother results, less downtime, and the ability to dissolve or adjust the treatment if necessary. This flexibility contributed significantly to the widespread acceptance and accessibility of lip fillers. That'd be horrible if you couldn't dissolve the filler and you were trapped with it and it was permanent. Social media platforms, especially Instagram and YouTube, played an instrumental role in normalizing and promoting lip fillers. Influencers shared the before and after photos, detailed vlogs of the experiences, and even live demonstrations of the procedure. This transparency helped reduce the stigma around cosmetic enhancements and allowed audiences to become more educated on the process, costs, and outcomes involved. As a result, lip fillers transformed from being a secretive indulgence to a widely discussed and mainstream beauty enhancement. Now I feel like it's become so mainstream that it's almost like just getting your hair cut. The trend was not without its critics though. Discussions around the pressure to conform to beauty standards, particularly for young women, highlighted the cultural implications of the lip filler boom. And I do agree that I think it is crazy when like 18, 19, 20-year-olds are getting lip filler to an extent. I don't know. Skeptics pointed out that the trend reinforced unrealistic beauty ideals, with many opting for similar Instagram lips that mirrored the full, plump look made famously by influencers and celebrities. And it is true, when you watch movies nowadays, it seems like everyone has lip filler. And if you even go back 20 years from now and watch movies, you can see different shapes of lips, and like people don't all look the same. And that's my problem, is everyone gets that same lip look. And in the past, everyone had different shaped lips, and it was kind of refreshing. Yet proponents argue that lip fillers represented a form of self-expression and personal choice, empowering individuals to take control of their appearance. The surge in popularity also sparked significant developments in cosmetic science. Brands and clinics continuously sought to refine their technique, creating specialized filler formulas that cater to different aesthetic goals. Some had subtle volume enhancements or more dramatic plump. Innovations such as micro droplet injection method and Russian lip techniques emerged, offering a tailored and sophisticated results. The impact of the lip filler revolution went beyond physical appearance. It influenced broader conversations about beauty, self-image, and the role of cosmetic procedures in modern life. The 2010s became the defining decade that blurred the line between natural and enhanced beauty, encouraging a more open dialogue about cosmetic enhancements and their place in contemporary culture. For many, lip fillers became synonymous with confidence and self-care, while for others, they underscored the growing influence of social media on personal beauty choices. By the late 2010s, the trend began evolving. While the desire for fuller lips persisted, the overfilled look started to wane in favor of more natural enhancements. I'm all for just like subtly enhancing. I just think it's too much when they just become too overfilled, and then you can really still see the filler migrating past the lip line. Practitioners emphasize subtle lips and balance, guiding clients towards results that completed their unique facial features rather than adhering strictly to a one-size-fits-all ideal. And this shift indicated a maturing perspective on cosmetic enhancements, one that embarked individual beauty while leveraging the latest advancements in aesthetic medicine. Chapter 3: The Downsides of the Filler Craze. The rush to achieve plumper lips in the 2010s and beyond brought a surge of interest in dermal fillers, but this rapid increase in popularity came with its own set of challenges. While many people achieved beautiful and satisfying results, the demand for quick and dramatic enhancements led to a rise in overfilled and unnatural looking lips. And I think it can be an addiction. I work in medical aesthetics, and the last clinic I worked at, like the doctor would not fill people that already had overfilled lips, but a lot of clinics just want the money, and if you you already have migrating lip filler and extremely overfilled lips, they will just keep doing it because they just want to take your money and they're not going to give you their honest opinion. And this trend highlighted a darker side of the cosmetic industry, one that involved risks, complications, and the pursuit of extremely extreme standards. One of the most common concerns associated with the excessive or poorly administered lip fillers is filler migration. And this usually happens too when you just overfill it and eventually the filler migrates past your lip line throughout your upper lip, and you can really see it from the side. And this phenomenon occurs when the filler moves beyond the intended area, spreading to surrounding tissues and causing uneven or swollen appearances. The effects of migration could be subtle at first, appearing as slight puffiness above the lip line, but over time it could lead to pronounced distortions and a compromised facial symmetry. Patients often reported that their lips were initially looking full and appealing, but began to lose definition and take on an unnatural appearance. And you can really notice it once you kind of have a trained eye for it and see it. It's very obvious. And the issue of filler migration highlighted the importance of choosing skilled and reputable practitioners. And it is true. There was this lady on Facebook who wasn't even a doctor, I don't even think a nurse, and she was like charging like young 18 and 20-year-olds for lip filler, and it was like maybe a little bit cheaper than going to a clinic. And a lot of people don't realize the risks involved of not finding a skilled practitioner, and they don't even know if they were actually getting filler injected into their lips. It may have been some other foreign substance, and she was doing it for people's under eyes, and a lot of people had to come to my clinic to get it dissolved. And for the under eyes, because we didn't even know what the substance was, they had to go to the hospital and get an MRI, and someone actually had an occlusion where the filler hit an artery on their mouth. And then if you hit the artery, it has to be dissolved right away because then the vein will stop bringing blood to your face and you could lose part of your face and it goes all purple and frosted. It's actually quite terrifying when it happens. The rise in demand led to an influx of underqualified individuals offering cosmetic services. I actually think it's insane when people try to buy these kits online and do it themselves. Oh, I can imagine. And these providers often lack the training required to access facial symmetry properly and deliver precise, safe injections. The consequences range from mild dissatisfaction to severe complications, including lumps, asymmetry, and even vascular occlusions. And this is a condition where blood vessels are blocked, leading to tissue damage if not promptly addressed. And again, yes, it needs to be dissolved immediately. So if the person doesn't know what they're doing, you can be in big trouble. Botched procedures and unsatisfactory results became common, enough that they spurred a wave of corrective treatments. Clients seeking reversal procedures found that hyaluronidase, an enzyme that dissolves hyaluronic acid fillers, became a crucial tool for mitigating the effects of overfilling lips and migration. However, this solution came with its own risks, including potential allergic reactions and the need for repeated treatments to fully correct the issue, and that is true. As more stories of filler fatigue emerge, a term describing stretched and sagging skin due to repeated filler use, the public began to scrutinize the long-term impact of continuous enhancement. Beyond the physical complications, the psychological effects of the filler craze were significant. The constant pursuit of perfect, plump lips contributed to a cycle of dissatisfaction and self-critique. The Instagram face, a look characterized by exaggerated lips and facial features, became an unrealistic standard for many, driving some individuals to chase the ever larger enhancements. And it's true, it's an addiction. This pressure to conform to an idealized image fostered anxiety, decreased self-esteem, and in some cases led to body dysmorphia. Stories of individuals who loved their initial results but later struggled with changes in appearance became cautionary tales, illustrating the emotional and mental toll of cosmetic enhancements. The backlash against overfilled lips and unnatural results prompted discussions among practitioners about ethical standards and the need for patient education. Many experts emphasize the importance of by understanding anatomy and the cumulative effects of the repeated filler use. Clinics began to adopt a less is more approach, advocating for treatments that enhance natural beauty than rather drastically altering facial features. And this shift also encouraged clients to consider alternative options, such as a lip flip using Botox, which offered subtler results without the long-term volume changes that lip fillers would create. And the 2020s saw a gradual pivot towards more natural and balanced aesthetics, with influencers and celebrities leading the way in dissolving their previous enhancements and showcasing their natural features. This move underscored the importance of moderation and informed decision-making in cosmetic treatments. For many, it served as a reminder that while advancements in aesthetic procedures can empower individuals to make desired changes, they also come with responsibilities, both for the providers and the clients, to prioritize safety, realistic expectations, and overall well-being. And it's true, you really need to do your research because there's so many risks involved. It's not just like going to get your hair cut. Chapter 4, the return to natural beauty. By the late 2010s and into the 2020s, there was a noticeable shift that emerged in the world of beauty and cosmetic procedures. After years of prioritizing bold, dramatic shapes, a wave of influencers and celebrities began dissolving their fillers and embracing the more natural look. This movement signaled a new chapter in beauty trends, characterized by subtle enhancement and appreciation for one's unique features over exaggerated alteration. The less is more philosophy found momentum as high-profile figures such as Kylie Jenner, who once had been synonymous with plump lips and transformative procedures, took steps towards a more understated look. I mean, it still seems like her lips were quite full, to be honest. Others, like Chrissy Teigen and Bella Hadid, openly discussed reducing and removing cosmetic enhancements. These shifts were not only aesthetic choices, but statements that resonated with a broader audience, reflecting a collective reevaluation of what beauty meant in a digital age saturated with filters and airbrushing. Social media, once a driving force behind the filler boom, played an equally significant role in the new movement. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok became spaces for candid conversations about beauty standards and the pressure to maintain a flawless image. Influencers and beauty bloggers shared their journeys of embracing their natural looks, documenting the process of dissolving fillers and returning to more subtle cosmetic enhancements. I mean, I definitely think people are getting less filler in their face as well. It's nice to see that things are kind of reversing a bit because I feel like it was getting a bit out of hand. And the transparency fostered a sense of relatability, inspiring followers to question whether the dramatic procedures aligned with their personal desires or societal expectations. And the return to natural beauty was a part of a broader cultural shift towards authenticity and self-acceptance. And I definitely think COVID-19 accelerated this trend because there are lockdowns and people wearing masks, so people were spending more time at home and not going to glamorous events. People were working from home, the Zoom calls, minimal social gatherings. So there was more of an uptick in skincare and the no makeup look, which I mean, I do like that natural no makeup look, the less overdone, because the 2010s were quite excessive. And celebrities who once epitomized the high glamour looks began showcasing fresh faces and pared back styles. And the beauty industry adapted accordingly, with brands pivoting to launch products that enhance natural features. Think sheer lip tints, hydrating balms, and subtle highlighters that added a dewy glow. Makeup artists and beauty professionals started offering services focused on enhancing clients' inherent beauty using techniques that accentuated the natural contours and fullness of their faces. And this movement did not signal the end of cosmetics procedures, but redefined their purpose. Rather than striving for uniform high-impact looks, people sought procedures that provided subtle refinement, small tweaks that enhanced their individual features. Treatments like the lip flip, with Botox, microdosing filler techniques, and natural lip plumping became more popular as they promised results that were more refined. And the less is more mindset also intersected with a broader discussion about mental health and self-worth. Advocates of this movement emphasized that embracing a natural beauty was not just about aesthetics, but about fostering a healthy relationship with oneself. And I definitely feel like things were getting a little bit out of hand in the 2010s, so I'm happy that things are kind of shifting downwards a little bit and more towards like skin health, more of a dewy, natural look. I mean, people are still getting filler, but they're not getting it excessively. The huge overfilled plump lip is kind of on its way out. Let me know in the comments below. I'm always curious, like what are your thoughts on it? I'm kind of relieved my opinion because I just think it's unattainable and then everyone just ends up looking exactly the same. And the journey of lip trends over the decades showcases that the ever-changing ideals of beauty, from the bold Cupid bow of the 1920s to the natural enhancement era of beauty today, our pursuit of beauty reflects deeper cultural shifts. The rise and fall of lip filler reminds us that beauty is fluid, and what's celebrated today may transform tomorrow. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts below on the history of lip trends. What are your thoughts on the future of lip trends? What is the next decade going to be? And don't forget to check us out on one of my other videos.